Hey guys, what's happening? Happy, let's see, it would be Monday for you, Sunday for me. I never know how to address these if I'm going to be giving them to you guys a day later. So today I'm recording on the Osmo Pocket 3 instead of the Action 4. Just wanted to test. I got an ND filter on it. I don't have a wide angle lens, but I can hold it out pretty far, so it is pretty wide. With the face tracking and everything, you know, and I wanted to also see, like, weight wise, if it felt like it was heavier than, and I can already tell it is a little bit heavier, but not too bad. Using the white wireless 2 DJI microphone, which I love because they sync right up. Got kind of a weird day today. It's like really cloudy, like kind of stormy, storm rolling in, but nice and blue skies in part of the sky, and it's 82 degrees, but there's a nice breeze, nice and cool. So this is a perfect day to walk. Now, I didn't bring pizza again because it's still 82 degrees, and that's just a little bit too hot to have her out here, even with the breeze. I just don't, if it's over 80, I just don't do that. You know, because they can overheat more than we can. So yeah, if it starts raining, it'll cool down a little bit, then I could bring her, but a little bit too late now. She's back at the pad, probably out on the back porch chilling out. Well, maybe not now because the sun's gone. But hey, so I had a video pop off yesterday. The video about talking about well, so it wouldn't have been yesterday, it'd be at my yesterday, your 2 days ago when you see this. The one about why the United States really wants to go to war with Russia. A lot of great discussions, a lot of great comments, and a lot of new subscribers. So welcome to all of you new subscribers. A lot of you finding me from Redacted. That's awesome. Because of the white glasses, I guess. People are like, hey, I was scrolling through YouTube and saw your white glasses on a thumbnail and watched the video. So I guess I need to keep putting my picture with the white glasses on my thumbnails so that you guys can recognize me. That's pretty awesome. So welcome to all of you new subscribers that are on here. I appreciate that, and hopefully you enjoy these vlogs. I don't talk politics in all of them. I don't want to be pigeonholed into just talking politics. I'm pretty much talking about life as a 53-year-old single dude. You know, just lifestyle stuff, and politics is a big part of my life. And I do the Redacted show, so that'll definitely be part of the conversations, but I don't want every conversation to be about politics. So today I wanted to lighten the mood a little bit and just talk about, you know, just life in general, dealing with, well, I guess it is kind of political, because it's like when you are in my shoes and you talk about politics, it can be very polarizing for a lot of people. So with some people, it's really hard to have conversations. So how do you have conversations with people on highly politically charged topics without losing friendships and all that? And all I have to say is, like, it's impossible with the wrong people, right? So there's really, like, when you're talking to certain people, and I find this is my experience. I don't know if it's yours. If yours is different, please let me know in the comments. But I have never had a conservative friend cancel me for what I believe or what I talk about. Even when, like, most of my conservative friends, they don't believe in universal health care, but I do. Like, I believe we could help people more than kill people, and not in a, like, socialism kind of way, in a democratic socialist kind of way, which is different, but a lot of people don't know that. My conservative friends haven't canceled me for that. They listen and they move on. The people that I've been canceled by are all liberal left, like left people that never had an argument against what I was saying. They just, like, would just stop talking to me and say, fuck you, don't want to talk to you anymore. You're a crazy, you know, conspiracy theorist, nut job, Nazi, bigot. You know, that's their go-to. And it's like, why is it only one side that you really can't have conversations with? It doesn't make sense to me. So You know, I'm one that I'll talk about anything. I'll have conversations with anybody, anytime, about anything, and I'm gonna walk away. We might not agree, but we can agree to disagree and walk away and still be friends. But you know, I think that there are just some people that you cannot do that with, and I find that those people are majorly on the left. I swear I just heard dog tags. I gotta be careful because it would kind of suck to get attacked by a dog out here, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not far from home, but still would suck. But anyway, so how do you do it? Like, how do you have conversations with people like that? Well, you really have to be willing to listen more than talk. And that's a hard one, especially when you're listening to somebody who, you know, believes in like the woke agenda, believes the stuff they hear from the Democrats, like they believe what they've been told. And it's the same thing with Republicans. You have people that believe what they're told, but I find that conservatives are much more open-minded to hearing that they've been duped by the system, more so than the left, thinking that they've been duped by the Democrats. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. It's just weird how much more open-minded conservatives can be, and how seeking truth, looking for answers has basically become right-wing. It's like, if you are somebody that talks about COVID, Ukraine, vaccines, any of this stuff, you're automatically a Trump deranged supporting nutbag bigot, right? White supremacist. And it's so weird. It's like truth has become a right-wing idea. Seeking truth has become a right-wing idea. All of these journalists that you know that are seeking truth they try to cancel. You know, all of these left journalists that carry the left narrative, nobody tries to cancel them. They're not like bitching about, I mean, we're bitching about them, you know, but nobody else is bitching about them. So I think, you know, when I say listen more than you talk, listen to them. I'm going to come over here and sit down. Listen to them and see if you can actually understand their idea. See if you can listen to it and try to like picture it the way that they're saying it, and see if you can make sense of it, and see how they came to think the way that they think. Like look at it like, okay, so you believe this because you've been told this or whatever. Like, try to picture it, try to see where they're coming from. Sometimes you can't, you know, because it's so far out there. Like, you know, when people are like, oh, you know, we have to support trans kids, we have to help kids with gender dysphoria and stuff like that. Like, we have to do that because it's a serious thing. There's plenty of evidence backing up the fact that, you know, kids are, oops, I don't want to zoom in, that kids are in danger or whatever. There's like evidence of that when there's not. You know, like, hear them out, see what they're trying to say. Why is this zooming? I don't want it to zoom. Oh, didn't want it to do that either. Face track. Okay, there we go. And as hard as that is, sometimes it is hard to listen to what they have to say without wanting to jump in and just say, no, that's bullshit. That's not true. You know, it's like I told people, or yeah, people that chat on Redacted. So when we were having conversations about COVID and we're talking about vaccines, and people in the chat are like, why do you keep calling it vaccines? They're bioweapons. And I was always like, okay, we understand that. You understand that. We understand that. But when you're trying to reach people, right? You're trying to reach people and educate them. If we just came out and said, you guys need to stop taking these bioweapons, that immediately puts you like in the QAnon category for these people. And you have to slowly work your way to the information, and you can't just throw out terms like that, because those terms are what they've heard from other people that they consider crazy. So you kind of have to dial it back. You kind of have to slow your roll, because when you're trying to educate someone, when you're trying to help people find information, you have to guide them to it. You can't push them to it. You know, it's like the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You know, and let's use another horse analogy. If you're trying to guide a horse somewhere, if you're walking with it with a bridle on it and stuff, it'll walk with you. But if you try yanking it and pulling it, it's going to resist you, because people resist information when they're pulled to hear it. They don't want to be pulled. People do not want to be dragged. People do not want to be, you know, like kicking and screaming all the way. But if you guide them and you approach it as patiently as you can, I understand it's hard. It is freaking hard. There are some times when I'm talking to somebody and I want so bad to jump in because they're like spewing all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh my God, they believe that. Oh my God, how far back do I got to go? Like, oh my God, are they even going to listen to what I have to say? And once I've listened, you know, then start giving my 2 cents. Sometimes they'll listen and sometimes they won't. And there are people that, like, when they won't listen, you just have to be willing to walk away, to agree to disagree and walk away, especially if it's a friendship or a relationship that's important to you and you don't want it ruined. Just walk away. Just don't even, it's just not worth it. Just walk the hell away, because hopefully in time they see something that resonates with them. They see somebody that, you know, more, that they consider more credible than you, says something, and then they'll be like, oh shoot, that's exactly what David was saying. Oh my gosh. And then you'll get a text, oh my gosh, I just saw this from this person that I followed for a long time, and they backed up exactly what you just said to me. I didn't believe it, but I do now. And that's okay. Oh, you wouldn't believe me and we're friends. Like, that's okay. As long as they get there, that's the important thing. The important thing is that they get there. And we have to understand too, like, the mainstream media is a powerful thing, and a lot of us don't watch it. We do not trust the mainstream media. We don't watch the mainstream media. We abhor the mainstream media. Like, they are nothing but disinformation. That's all they put out. And we know that. But we have to understand that that a lot of people are still back where we were a long time ago. They don't understand those things. They don't know how to do research. They don't know how to go down rabbit holes per se. So they're still stuck in a place that maybe you were a long time ago. But why in the world would they think? What reason do they have to think that the mainstream media is lying to them? Like, they have no reason to believe that they are, because it's the mainstream media. They shouldn't be lying to them. So they're going to believe what they're told, and that's not their fault. So, you know, a lot of times you have to start there and work your way forward, right? You have to start with educating them about the mainstream media and how, you know, how it is disinformation. And that's a challenge on its own, you know, to convince people of that, because a lot of people have been watching the news and trusting these journalists their whole lives, and they haven't looked outside of it like we have in order to know. So that's why I always try to be really patient with people when I'm just getting into conversations with people, because I don't know where they are, right? I don't know their experience. I don't know if they have written off the mainstream media. I don't know, like, where they're at. So you kind of have to gauge that first, and it is hard to not get frustrated and not get mad, but that's what you have to try not to do. And there are some people, I'm a big troll on the internet. When there are people that come on this channel and they say stupid shit, like, you're fucking wrong, but they don't say why, they don't say what part you're wrong about. Those people, I don't even, like, I'll troll them back, you know, or ask them, what am I wrong about? Like, what? Tell me what I'm wrong about. Like, instead of just coming here and saying you're wrong, you know, like, if you go through the comments of the video that I did about why the U.S. wants to go to war with Russia, and you read the comments, there are some people that just blatantly say, you're wrong about Israel. You know, and I don't mind if people want to tell me I'm wrong, but tell me what I'm wrong about. You know, link me to some sources of information that tells me what I'm wrong about. Because I'm somebody who will actually go read those links and look at those links, because I want to get to the facts. I want to know the truth about these issues. And so if I've got something wrong, I want to know. But what always ends up happening is they come over here and they share links, but it's to mainstream media disinformation. And, you know, then that's a whole nother conversation. Like, okay, well, I understand you're sharing this link, but this stuff has been debunked. You know, like people about October 7th don't realize that all of that stuff has been debunked. And by credible sources, credible, like actual journalists, that it has all been debunked. But they don't want to hear that. They don't want to go look into it. They don't care, because they've elevated Israel to this, because Israel is the promised land, or the promised people, or whatever. They whatever they're doing to justify the extinction of a population of people, they do it, right? Without giving you any information whatsoever. So don't be that person. Don't be that person that just, you know, waits to talk. You don't care about other people's opinion. You don't try to figure out where they are in their journey. You don't, you know, like there are some people that haven't even started their truth journey yet, to where, like, to get to where we are. You know, my first step into that was at 9/11. I believed it at first, and then the more I saw stuff, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. Wait a minute, what? That makes no sense. Why did the steel get moved out and nobody got to inspect it? Why did they spend more investigating Clinton and Monica Lewinsky than they spent on investigating 9/11? Like, it's like all of these things started to come together and make no sense to me. And so I went deeper and deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole until I was like, holy cow, this was an inside job. And then once I saw that, then it's like you see something else and you're like, oh my gosh, that makes no sense either. And then you go down that rabbit hole. And as soon as you go down several different rabbit holes, you realize that the whole system is bullshit. The whole system is rigged against you, and nothing is as you're told. You know, we don't get the truth, which I do want to do a video where I talk about the moon landing, because that's another thing. Like, why would we think, like, the government lies to us about all of this stuff? They lie, but they're going to tell the truth about that? No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. So I want to talk about that, because there's some crazy things that maybe you know, maybe you don't know. But I got to piece together like some videos that I can put in that you can see from credible sources talking about things that happened after the space program. So I'm not going to get into it in this video, but the main part of the thing of this vlog is just to try to help you have better conversations with people, you know? Like, if you're somebody who's watching this video and you're going to comment down in the comments and tell me, you know, like, what somebody say something about, oh, this guy with the gay glasses has no idea what he's talking about. Like, they just got to throw in that rip on something. Like, they got to insult me first before they say that I have no idea what I'm talking about. And those are the people that generally do that I don't even try to have conversations with, because if they just revert to name calling right away. Now I will call people ignorant, but I don't mean it. That's not me calling them a name. That's me just pointing out that they're ignorant. Like, they need to do a little bit more research. Say, like, you've been propagandized. That's an ignorant point of view. Just try to do a little bit of research, step outside of your bubble, that kind of thing. But I'm not like, you're a freaking racist, bigot, you know, homophobe because you talk about my white glasses. Like, I don't say that, but it's like, I'm just like, oh, thanks for the insult, and thanks for backing up, you know, what you believe, like giving me some information that I can go look at to prove me wrong. You know, I'm never gonna say that I'm right about everything. I may get things wrong, and I'm okay with that. Like, people are saying, you keep saying the United States, but the United States population doesn't want war with Russia, but you keep saying the U.S. I'm like, but yeah, but people know when I'm talking about the U.S., I'm talking about the government. And there is a huge percentage of people that do want war with Russia. There is a huge percent of the United States population that believes Russia is the enemy. They believe China is our enemy. They believe that. So when I say the U.S., I'm talking about the U.S. supremacists, people that think the U.S. reigns supreme over every country, and that we should be out there being the policemen of the world because we're stopping terrorism or we're doing this, which we're not. But there are people that believe that. But you have to understand, when I'm saying the U.S., I'm talking about those people. The people who know that we don't want that, know what I'm talking about. So just, like, think about what you want to say. And if you have a rebuttal, rebut me. because I try, like, that it would be impossible at this point for me to go through all the comments on that last video. Like Redacted, we can't go through the comments on Redacted. We just can't. Like we did when we first started, when we were getting like, you know, a couple hundred comments per video, but now we get thousands, and there's just no way we can reply to it because we're such a small team, and we're not going to hire people to just go comment on comments. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I can't go comment on all of them, but I will see some of them, and I will bring those up and talk about them. If you guys have rebuttals, I will read them. Again, I can't read all of them, but I will read as many as I can, and I will go to the links you provide. I will look at what you're telling me. Unless it's like, there's some people that come in and post completely off the wall stuff, you know, like this all has to do with the color blue, and there's the color blue and making things move to the left and the right, and it's all been planned for centuries and blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes people completely lose me. You know, I try to read it and try to understand where they're coming from. And if I can't, like, if it's too far, like way out there, I just can't. I can't. So I move on to people who are saying things that make sense, who have context and things I can understand much better. So, but I love having conversations, you guys. Conversations can be fun, and the thing is, like, if you enter every conversation with an open mind, like when I come into these vlogs and I'm talking to you and you're saying things in the comments, I'm going into that comment section with an open mind. You know, I love my mind to be changed, because if my mind is getting changed, that means I'm learning. You know, I always hated how people would be like, this politician flip-flopped. They used to believe this and now they believe that. They completely flip-flopped. And I'm like, good. People should flip-flop. If you're not flip-flopping on things as you get more information, then that's bad. Like, that's actually not a good thing. And that's nothing to like brag about. Like, I'm solid on my stance on this issue. Well, here's some new information that shows that I don't care. I am solid on my stance on this issue. I've had enough information. I don't need to look at it. I know where I stand, and I'm staying here. Like, that's stupid. That is right there is ignorant. And that's ignorance. And ignorance is bliss. I get it, but you know, just be willing to, whenever you enter a conversation, be willing to move your position. If somebody says something that resonates with you, and you're, you know, like, I think what happens a lot too is, like, somebody will say something and you have your talking points that you've heard, so you automatically won't let that information in. But just try, if you can, to let that information in. If somebody, like, let's take the Russia thing again. If I'm telling you Russia is not our enemy, all right, and then you come to my video and you're like, Russia is our enemy. Okay, why? What has Russia ever done to the United States that they are our enemy? Share something with me. Give me something that I can look at that shows me why Russia is our enemy, why I should be on board with having Russia as our enemy, and why I should want them wiped from the face of the earth as well, why I shouldn't trust Putin, etc., etc. You know, it also frustrates me that some people, you know, whenever they have to talk about Putin, they always preface it by, well, we all know Putin's not a good guy, but, and then they go into what they're going to say. But I personally have seen nothing that shows that he's a bad person. Like, maybe he's like, yeah, he has a journalist locked up, but look at what the United States has done to Assange and Snowden, you know? And we don't know the details behind the case. Like when Tucker Carlson was interviewing Putin, he told him the details of what the kid had done. And we don't know, maybe he did do that. And then there was the rumors that they had poisoned somebody in the UK or whatever. But then if you dig into that information, you find out that it wasn't Russia at all that did that. At least that's where the evidence points to really good journalists that looked into it and went down that rabbit hole. Journalists that I trust, you know, like the Gray Zone. And somebody said I didn't mention Glenn Greenwald the other day. Glenn, awesome, another good independent journalist. So, you know, you just have to be able to step back from what you hear from people and be willing to listen, because there's a little bit of truth to almost anything somebody says. You just have to try to find where they're coming from and where they're getting their information, because where they're getting their information is what matters. Because if they're getting it from the mainstream media and they're regurgitating it to you, it's truth to them. Why shouldn't they think that it's truth? It's coming from the mainstream media. And then you know your truth is truth because you've done research and all that other stuff. So you have to figure out first how to address them trusting the mainstream media. So you have to go backwards to come forwards. You can't just start saying, well, this is this, COVID that, you know, bioweapon, blah, 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 because they still trust the mainstream media. So that trust that they have in that is going to supersede you, because you're just, you know, their friend who watches YouTube videos, right? So you have no credibility with them. So first you have to shatter the credibility of the mainstream media. Once you've done that, figure out how to do that first. You know, like the pushing the envelope video, which shows like all the news people reading the exact same thing. You know, just like shattering their trust in the mainstream media. Like, do that first, then start saying, okay, now that you don't trust the mainstream media and you know that they've been lying to you, here's this. You know, like it's gotta be a you gotta go back to come forward kind of thing. Because like I said, you can't push people to information, you have to guide them. And if you can't guide them, you're never going to win. You're never going to win the conversation if you can't guide people to information. I'm going to take this off because it's getting really dark. There we go. Oops. All right, there we go. A little bit better. But anyway, yeah. So hopefully you guys got something out of this vlog, and hopefully you're liking these vlogs. I again welcome all the new subscribers that I got from that video. That's amazing. I appreciate all of you guys, all of you new folks. And I do these every day. I'm on a 30-day challenge right now to do these every single day. And then if I'm doing good and I'm liking it and having fun, we're all having fun, we're having good conversations, I'll do it for 60. If we're still going and we're like, hey, this is a lot of fun, I'll do it for 90. And if we still are going and we're enjoying it, we're having a good time, I'll just keep going. Now, I do plan to do live streams every Friday. So Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I'll be doing live vlogs like this. I'm waiting for data to come so that I can go out and walk around, bring you guys with me, like out here live while we're walking around instead of walking with the camera recording. So that'll be fun. And that way I can engage you guys in real time too. So we'll have some cool conversations. What the hell was that noise? That sounded weird. I think it's that air compressor thing again. It clouded up, cooled off. What is it now? 81. So it has cooled down a little bit. I think pizza would have been okay to come out here right now. Now I feel bad that I didn't bring her. Poor little girl, sitting at home by herself. She likes it though. She curls up on the couch and just relaxes. She loves laying down, man, being comfortable and warm. But let me know in the comments if you guys are liking these. I saw several people post that they'd like me to talk about the Liberty, the U.S. Liberty or something like that. I think is a ship or something. So I'll look into that. I saw several comments on it, so I don't know what it is about that. But if you guys have a topic that you want me to talk about, and it's not too off the wall, I might talk about it. But again, like I said, I don't want to get completely pigeonholed into only talking about politics on here. Even though I love talking about politics, but coming up with a political topic every day for a whole year, I don't know. I could probably do it, but I think we'd be circling back and talking about the same things quite a few times, which would be fine too, but yeah. I want this channel to be for all of us, where we can all have conversations. And who knows, at some point, for the live videos, maybe I can bring some of you actually on camera and have a full-on conversation, like an interview type thing. That would be fun. If you're not too nuts like me. I wish I had $1 for every time somebody's called me crazy or a conspiracy kook or a conspiracy theorist or told me that my white glasses look gay. That's my favorite one. Oh, says the dude with the gay white glasses. Because like gays have ownership over white glasses. It just cracks me up that people are that shallow. They gotta resort to name calling and making fun of your accessories. I got a white microphone too. Hello.
Hello.
Guy had an RC plane on his back. I got my drone. I do want to fly it out here, but I don't want to fly it in this area and put it on a video because I'm trying not to dox myself. I don't want anybody to know exactly where I'm at, as I talked about before. You know, like I said, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a big name. I don't have like thousands of people trying to track me down. But it only takes that one crazy person that doesn't like what you said, that one crazy person that thinks Russia is our enemy, and that I'm a Putin supporter, and I'm supporting the Russian Federation, and I'm getting money from Putin and money from the Kremlin. That one crazy person is gonna see me and be like, "You're wrong, motherfucker. You KGB lover." So I don't want to dox myself. So I am going to go fly the drone, just not near here, and shoot a bunch of stuff that I can use for the beginning of the videos. So that's kind of fun, just showing you guys scenery and stuff. One thing that I really like about Colorado, and I don't know if this is like Colorado wide, but like these housing areas, it's almost as though they require so much like wild space around these housing districts because they all have it. Like, I've not seen a housing development that isn't surrounded by trails and nature. So I don't know if that's maybe a requirement, but if it is, that is cool as hell. I love that. Like, if I lived here, I would freaking be out here every day walking these trails, because there's a construction on a road over here that I don't know, it looks like they probably got a good month left on it, but once it's done, let's walk right out my back door, boom, right on the trail. Now I have to drive over to it to go over the construction, but still only have to drive like a block. And I could walk, but then that's less time I can walk on the trail. So God, that's beautiful. Aren't clouds awesome? I just love clouds. But anyway, you guys, thank you as always. I really appreciate you. Appreciate all the new subscribers. If you do like this kind of content and you'd like to support it, I would appreciate that. I am trying to, so have the redacted channel. That's my main income. But I'm trying to supplement a little bit because I am going to try to buy a house this next year. And I want to supplement my income a little bit. So if you want to help with that mission, buying a house, all that stuff, you can become a member of the channel. Anywhere from, I believe, $2 up to $20. I don't know. Just click join and you'll see. So I'd appreciate it. And you get extra stuff for that, behind the scenes content and stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, become a member. I'd appreciate it. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hopefully you had a great Sunday. And when you see this, yeah, it'll still apply. Hope yesterday, Sunday, was good for you. And remember, if you are a member, VIP member of the channel, I am doing early releases on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So you'll get videos early, a whole day early at that level, okay? All right, thanks you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow for number 15. Ooh, thunder. Thunder is something we don't get on the West Coast. I love it. I freaking love thunderstorms. All right, see you guys. Peace.